Here we go. Hello, everybody. It's Veggie Algirl. I'm going to talk about me being a dumbass in my youth and how things changed over time and a few other odds and ends. When I was in college, I was in agricultural college. I was going to be a veterinarian at the time. Um, and we had this college class. I can't remember the type of it was, but there was this girl who was a PETA member, and me being a dumbass would make jokes and all that. I actually talked to her. I said it's all fun. I said, and I was going to tell. I told her about this comic book I read. It's the I can't remember the author. I think her name was Daphne. Um, but she was a good author, and I said that she was selling prints for money to go towards a farm sanctuary. I think it was a pig sanctuary, but farm sanctuary is probably more profit. And she said no. I said, are you sure? You know, it's a good author. I like her stuff. And she said no. So what happened was, let me talk about towing the party line. When I was we were in the same class. Now this is the same class, and we were giving a assignment. It was about it was about these swine companies that would come in to a town or whatever, and would say they would ruin the water. The company would come in, and then the city would say, okay, yeah, and then they would ruin the water, ruin everything else, and then take off after they destroyed everything. So I was like, okay, and then he said we were to be part of the city council. Each of us were a group, and we would be a city council. And all of us said, no, you can't come in, except one group who said, yeah, they'll bring jobs and blah, 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 even though they were pretty obviously not doing that. And the guy praised them, and he's like, yeah, they were the right ones. And I'm like, now remember, I'm a dumbass, and I was making fun of the PETA girl. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. And I thought about it, and I'm like, oh, we were towing the party line, that's why. And I was like, oh, there's a party line here, yeah. So they so that's what happened, and I did make jokes at the PETA girl, but she did something. This might be a short video, but anyway, but she did something. I was thinking about it after the total of the party line issue, and I'm like, now I worked with swine. I was part of my work study, all that. So I worked with swine, and I thought about the crates they're in. They are in crates. This is what they do. They put these. Uh, they start out as gilts. Once they've had the baby, they're sows. They would put these gilts or sows in these. They're called crates. Basically, it's enough room for them to have their body there. They could take a step forward or two, or take a step back or two. The floor is slatted, so the poop goes through, and the urine goes through. And I've worked with pigs quite a bit, and I'm like, I actually asked one of the professors. I said, don't you think the pigs would not be liking being in those crates? I mean, they're very smart, and they are smart as hell. One time they got out of the pens and they were eating all the feed. I'm like, oh, damn it, you guys got out. But anyway, let's see, where was I? Oh, yes. So he said, well, who knows what's in the mind of a pig? And I was like, those pigs probably don't like it. But anyway, so the PETA girl must have put a seed in here. And if you're watching, girl, yes, you put a seed in here. You probably never heard about me or anything, but yeah, you won. But once I looked at that and I started thinking about it, I'm like, huh, you know, and I looked in more into it, and I started reading more and looking into more YouTube videos and all that. This was back when the YouTube was still, I think YouTube was young back then. Yes, I'm showing my age here. I'm not young anymore, but still. But the plant-based diet is good. I'll tell you one thing. Um, I have an allergy to soy now, so I think I might have mentioned it before. It made me a better vegan as far as I cook more, and because of COVID, I can't get out. There's not much without soy anyway. So the allergy made me better vegan. I'm going to talk a little bit about. Oh yes, Netflix has a lot of vegan movies and documentaries. I'm going to try to see if they got Peaceable Kingdom. I think they do. They did. Pardon me. They did back in the a while back. So I'm going to check again. If you have Netflix, there's an a show called Okja. It's actually just one movie, Okja, and if you do watch it, it's very good. It gives a lighthearted view of and the Animal Liberation Front, and you'll actually like it. It's good. Pardon me. But when you get to the end credits, don't stop. Keep watching the end credits to the end. It's one of those movies where you get something at the end, and you just watch. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Just watch it to the end. Uh, it was a very good movie. And like I said, you can watch. Also, there's documentaries. I'm trying to get one of the guys I volunteer with, or for, I mean, I volunteer for. I said, watch Earthlings. I said, have you watched Earthlings yet? No. Have you watched Earthlings yet? Don't let the kids, the little ones, watch Earthlings. It's too. I've seen Grave of the Fireflies 8 or 9 times already. I watched Grave of the Fireflies. If you haven't seen it, it's an anime, but and I won't spoil the whole movie by telling you at the beginning. You see the 2 children they've died. So you know they're going to die in the end. It basically tells about how these children had to live outside the system, and you know, it's hard for most people can't watch it more than once. So, and I've watched it. I get my compassion. I renew my compassion every time. You're like, I want to feed them. You know, you just want to give them food and all that. Let's see. What was I saying? Okay, so we were talking about. Okay, so Earthlings is very hard to watch, and I haven't seen it more than once. So that's how harsh it is. But it's all true. So go ahead and take a look at it. It's all true. Don't let the little ones watch it; they'll get nightmares. But it's all true, and it's also called The Vegan Maker because, well, you watch it, you go vegan. It took me a while. My main vegan thing was after my dog Bear died. I had to put him down. It was a hard thing to do. Oh yeah, by the way, Molly, my current dog, has cancer, so I'm going to have to make a hard decision on her too. Bear was I love Bear. He was with me for 13 years. I had him. He was 13 and a half when he went. But it is a hard thing to do. But Molly's probably going to be. I'm going to keep her. I'm going to have to make a hard decision sooner or later. But like I said, I will have to. Every time one of my dogs die, first it was Shadow. 2 weeks after Shadow, a guy I know said, "Do you need a dog? I got a dog named Bear that I need to get a home for." And he was 6 months old, so yeah, I got Bear with him. And then 2 weeks after Bear was gone, I was talking to my friend Pam, and she's like, "Bear's gone? I know a dog that's living in a car, and it's going to get down to 15 degrees tonight, and she needs a home." That's Molly back there. I wonder if you can see her. Oh yeah, you can see her a little bit. Hold on, let's move down. There's Molly. You could hear her. You might hear her snoring, but that's her. That's her spot. But yeah, so after 2 weeks, Bear got Molly, and I'm not sure if it'll be a 2-week thing, and someone will be like, "I got a dog that needs a home." So I will be rescuing another animal, but yeah, I'll have to. Well, it depends on how long. I worry about her because she seems to have bad dreams at night. Sometimes she has good ones, but she's making a whiny sound, and I'm like, I don't know if she's hurting or not. Is the cancer making her get bad dreams? Is she in pain? I don't know. But I'm going to talk to the veterinarian with the other woman, and it's thousands of dollars for a surgery to remove tumors, and there's no guarantee that she won't come. It won't come back. So it's a very difficult thing for dogs. I'm getting off the topic. Let's see, what was I talking about? Anyway, but if you look at Earthlings, that's just watch it once. There's another one called Dominion. That's for the Australian animal industry back over there. In Australia, they gas the pigs. Here they use, I guess they either use a captive bolt gun. That's usually for the cattle. But for some animals, you might put 2 electrodes in their ears and then electrocute them. They use electrodes for fur farming too. They basically electrocute the animal because if you cut the animal, the blood will get on the fur. And oh, by the way, you don't need to wear fur. There's many different kinds of things. I don't wear fur or anything like that. I just layer. I look like that. Yeah, yeah. You put a lot of layers on, you're going to stay warm. And the good thing about layering is if you get hot, you can take 1 or 2 layers off. So I do a lot of layering. But yeah, so like I said, I guess that's about all I have. I decided to just do a few videos here and there, but like I said, check out Earthlings. If you want to hear something nice, this is an audiobook. I should have it on my computer. It's called On the Run, The Real Life Adventures of the Animal Liberation Front. And Ingrid Nutrig, Ingrid, her name, PETA lady, she's the one that's reading it to you. And it's like 3 hours or something, but it's pretty good. I need to get a copy of that so I can listen to it while I drive. Actually, I need a media, like not an iPod, but maybe another media player. I don't know. I had an iPod that was working perfectly, but the software, it wouldn't update with the software. So they said you need to get a new one. I think they changed iTunes, but anyway, you can find it on iTunes. So it's very interesting to listen to. So with that, I think I will leave it at that, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you. Let me turn this off here.